So here we are at the Randall Street Even Books evening.
Well, the first thing that you have to understand about Revolutionary Road, and me reading it, is that like everyone recommended it. It's a book I'd never heard of. It was written decades ago. I'd never heard of it. It wasn't in my sphere. On the blurb itself, you've got Kurt Vonnegut saying this is, I think he described it as the Great Gatsby of his generation. Everyone's writing about it as if it's this seminal book. That's all I had to go on, right? So I start reading it, and here's what I'll say of the novel. It's well written. The guy can write. You know, he can put a sentence together really, really well. But the story's been told a million times before.
Australian Patrol has just found our impromptu camera guy, Matt Clayfield, and Matt studied film
at Bond University in Queensland.
Meredith and I were having a bit of trouble upstairs with the sound, the noise, the upstairs Even Books soiree party living between two fucks. But here we are downstairs in a Revolutionary Road style environment, and we're discussing the book Revolutionary Road.
Yeah.
I'm going to give the camera back to the professional.
There you go.
There's nowhere to go. There's nothing down here.
There's nothing down here. We're actually filming right now. Yeah, but that's a gorgeous dress. Just turn around. Just stop. Gorgeous. Were you aware that the movie was coming out?
Only after I started reading the book, and I didn't know anything about it. I hadn't seen any previews, I didn't know anything, and I had people saying, oh, that movie that involves Kate and Leo again. And that thing is, I mean, right away I could see how they fit the characters. Like I think that they just physically were definitely very well suited to what they're playing. I think the thing that really got me with the book, and I think I'll still see the movie, which will be part 2, but is that
we're very excited about part 2 with Meredith.
I think it's a very dated book. I think that possibly if you did read it in 1961 and you were a suburban housewife, or even like your high school student who was feeling that I don't want to just go and work in a company or whatever, you know, that would speak to you. But I think that our generation have come so far. But I think the book was quite revealing of essentially intellectual wankers. Like their whole thing is that they sit around in their suburban Connecticut home with their little kids, and he goes off to his job in the office selling something as a generic salesman. And they spend their nights and their weekends bitching and moaning that, you know, this is not all there is to life, and that people are stupid to be duped by it, and they shouldn't be fooled into thinking that this is fulfilling, you know, there's more to it. They never actually try to do anything else. Everyone's been there, everyone who thinks definitely criticises a consumer society and criticises materialism and wonders, you know, are we just getting married and getting jobs because we've been programmed to do it and it fits into the, you know, socio-economic sphere of our world. We all get that already, you know what I mean? But some people actually challenge it, and other people, you know, think about it and work out why they're doing it, whereas these characters just sit there drinking martinis with their neighbours, bitching and moaning about the world without ever actually trying to make a change. It kind of made me go, in a way I wish I'd read it when I was like 19. Well, actually even younger, I think I was about 16, and I was like, I just want to be bohemian, I just want to, you know, say stuff all that. I don't think I fit into the ideal that Frank and April Wheeler were trying to aspire to, but I think that I am more aware of my choices, whereas these guys just, you know, there's no reason why he has to take a job in his dad's firm, and there's no reason why, you know, they have to move to Connecticut. The big issue is that she gets pregnant. But I mean, just because you have a baby doesn't mean you have to move to Connecticut and have neighbours that you don't like and hang out with them and go on an amateur musical. Like, you don't need to do that.
Exactly. That he's more of a realist, and I admired that. She is a complete dreamer, and that she needs to wake up to the reality, and that if he works hard and gets a pay rise and moves up the ladder in his law firm, Knox, then she will have that opportunity to go and be a bohemian. He could afford to take them and the 3 children on holidays to Paris.
That's where part 2 will be more interesting, because I haven't seen the film, so I don't know how Sam Mendes has dealt with it. In the novel, they're both dreamers. I think the thing with the novel is that Frank has an escape Like April is literally trapped in this claustrophobic house. He's as much of a dreamer as April is. The difference between them is that he has this escape, that he goes into the city each day and goes to work and has the affair with the woman he doesn't really like because he can. Whereas April is literally stuck in this claustrophobic old house with kids that she probably loves, but you know, the house is messy and who wants to be in a freaking house all day cleaning?
Her only escape is scrambled eggs.
Yeah, well this is the thing, and so I think that I think they're matched in the book, and I think that they're both idealists, but I don't understand that's what frustrated me with the book. I didn't understand why these idealists made the choices and then resented them. Our generation has benefited from this. We have more opportunities and we have more awareness, but we are raised to question stuff more, whereas perhaps the idea was that they literally had no other choice except to, what we were saying before, to be totally bohemian or be...
Well, in a way, I made that comment about Meredith being bohemian, but she's not. She's, in my eyes, she retains some of those connotations that perhaps April, I was about to say Kate Winslet, I'm still in the film, that April portrays, her idealist ideas about going to Paris and being a free woman. You are a free woman. You choose what you want to do, where you want to work, as April would ideally.
But I also have access to contraception that perhaps April didn't have access to. Like, you know, female reproductive systems is a factor here.
Do you remember the description of the self-abortion?
Well,
was that quite
you don't get it from her point of view. You get it from, it's like after the fact, and it's him saying she must have done this and she must have done this and she had the phone number ready. You don't get April's perspective, and you don't get clear motivation or intent by April. You have to sort of surmise whether she knew it would kill her or whether, I mean, you think that she did because they knew it was up past the danger zone, but yeah,
it'll be so interesting to see your take on the visual representation. I've just thought of Meredith's possible book, writing about the boho generation of 2010 women, and that sounds wonderful. Maybe.
Yeah, it might not last past 10 years.
But still, it would be a pinnacle book and maybe transcribed into a film 40 years later.
And then some randoms can stand in a stairwell near like I don't know what it is.
It's Revolutionary Road.
So yeah.
That's okay. That's good. Thank you so much. We'll look forward to take 2.